Hi everyone, welcome to our next episode of Making Your Magic, and I'm here with a very special guest. The person who I have spent the last 30 years married to and the last 35 years of my life with. And when I thought about making your magic, Disney's been a big part of our lives.
It sure has.
Yeah. Do you want to talk a little bit about how your journey with Disney started? Because I think it's a riot. I think it's fun. Because you're a Disney nut now, right?
I don't know if I'm a Disney nut.
Yeah, you are.
Okay, maybe a little. But it started with, I had never been to Disney as a child, I'd never been to Disney until RJ decided we were going to go there on our honeymoon. I was like, we're going to go where? I mean, what the hell? I want to go to an island. What do you mean we're going to go to Disney World? We're going to go to an amusement park? Who does that? Well, he insisted, and I complained the entire way there.
And we drove. This wasn't an airline. Now, this was Lowell, Massachusetts to Orlando, Florida.
24 hours.
15 miles.
Yeah.
And the whole way through.
The whole way, I was just miserable thinking I was spending my 2-week honeymoon in an amusement park.
Just so you know, so here's some of the questions that I was, listen, I'm not going on any Ferris wheel. I don't like Ferris wheel. I said, it's not that. It didn't like that. Don't even talk to me about the Tilt-A-Whirl. I don't go on the Tilt-A-Whirl. The Roundup isn't going to happen. You thought we were going to
an amusement park, like Canopy Lake. I thought we were going to a bigger Canopy Lake.
Right. And for me, I thought the magic happened for you when we were pulling into the Caribbean beach.
Oh, and this was back when it was just the Caribbean Beach Resort. It was, wasn't this big thing that it is now. It was absolutely beautiful. I couldn't believe that a hotel was that pretty, like with the different colored buildings and, the palm trees, everything. I mean, I don't think I had even been to Florida at that point. I think the furthest I'd ever been was Virginia. So,
and
it was a culture shock.
And remember, the whole time from the gate where it says "Welcome to Walt Disney World," well, you folks driving, you see the "Welcome to Walt Disney World" to the Caribbean beach. You were saying to me,
"Where is it?
Where is it?
Where is everything?"
Where is everything? Because we're looking at beautiful, maintained grassways. We're looking at, we pull in and all the different colored buildings and it was fantastic.
It was fantastic. We're talking, I mean, this was before it was back when it was Downtown Disney Marketplace, Pleasure Island.
Was Hollywood Studios?
I think it had MGM Studios had just opened. It was 1990. So
no Blizzard Beach. No Blizzard Beach. No. Well, they just know so much. I mean, there was so much.
No Animal Kingdom.
That's there now. No Animal Kingdom. No. So many of the things that we enjoy. But
no Vacation Club.
No, and I can tell you, but it was a wonderful. I remember it as a wonderful honeymoon, and today, arguably, I love Disney, but you love Disney, and it's ingrained in both of us, and I think that's where the journey started. That didn't become our kind of our place though. The Caribbean beach, as we had children, our place was what?
Well, it was Dixie Landings, which is now Port Orleans Riverside. Yeah. And we stayed at different places. We stayed at All Stars. We stayed at
Coronado.
Yeah. We stayed at
we stayed at the campgrounds. We stayed
at the cabins, the campground. Yeah. We stayed at the yacht club. So we tried different hotels, and we settled, somehow settled on. I think it was the mansions at Riverside that really did it for us. The grounds were beautiful. The magnolia trees they had. It was just
the pool.
The pool. I mean, and this was before we had kids, and that's kind of where we stayed. And then we had Steven, and that's when we,
And
up until we bought Vacation Club, that was our hotel. That was home.
And how many times, when you think about it, and for anybody who may be a little bit younger or are going through some difficulty, there were some times where we went where we probably didn't have any business going on vacation, right?
When's our tax return showing up? Let's go. Or how many times that we called, hi, we're not going to be in tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're taking the week off. We're going to Disney.
And when I look back on all of those trips that we took, that we either deserved or didn't quite deserve, or we decided as a family that's what we're going to do. That's why even today, wherever we stay, I always want to go back to Port Orleans Riverside. I have to.
We usually do. It's been closed because of the pandemic, and there's no opening date for it yet, which is so sad.
It really breaks my heart because it reminds me of when the kids were little. I mean, they their first water slide, right, was Steven's first water slide was there, right? You were going to kill me because I just pushed him down.
Pushed him right down. I was like at the bottom, like, oh my God, my baby.
It was time. The other one, the youngest one, we were at the Contemporary, and he was really way young. I mean, what was he, a year and a half old? That was just poor parenting. That's all. That was just poor parenting. That shouldn't have been done. Don't do that to your family. But
he was so slippery when he shot out of that.
He was going 150 miles an hour. I remember him turning and going, "Dad," reaching for me, and I was like, "It's too late now, kid. You're on your own." But they turned out all right. I mean, they're both, they're both doing okay. So, they have something to tell their therapist. When I talk about wanting to go back there, when we look back, you go through phases in your life, and sometimes things are going really well, and sometimes things aren't going great, and it's never linear. It's kind of a bumpy ride to get to where you are. And even at the times where we could afford maybe a little more luxury than other times, the reason I know we loved Disney is we always migrated back to those simple things that we always want to incorporate into our trip. I want to go to the food court at Port Orleans Riverside every time I go.
Yep. And I know you're going to get the same thing, and I know I'm going to get the same thing,
And even though we say, we're going to try something different, we're not going to try anything different, right? We're not going to try anything different. And I so want you, even as we've evolved and now we go just you and I.
We did, and now we don't.
Right? Right? Isn't that funny? Because the kids want to join us.
Yeah.
They kind of separated for a little while, and then
now if we say we're gonna go, like we're going with our friends in July, and they're like, "What do you mean you're not? We're not going."
But they're coming with us. They're coming with us in
next
May,
month.
and we're gonna have a really good time. We were together there last month, and all the little touch points that I love to have when we're all together, like. Let's get an ice cream cookie sandwich at Sleepy Hollow.
Let's play mini golf.
Which oh my God, I wish I had it on video. They just, you tormenting that poor child when we finally lost to you, and you teased him all the way and said that the fireworks that were blowing up over Epcot were because I won mini golf with Stephen and I and you and. And he was crying like he just couldn't. And I think there's so many things. I think
more parenting on my part.
How about this is Disney New England. Do you remember the time we ended up in the All-Star Music, and we were right at the place with the big maracas?
Yeah.
it was about 55 degrees out, and the kids wanted to go swim, and we wanted to go swim because when you're from New England, or if you're from Michigan, or
Yeah.
you know, from
You're
Wisconsin, or if you're
you're
from
north.
Minnesota,
Yeah.
Ohio, you know, this is your vacation. You're you know, you're going to Florida.
Well, 55 to us in the middle of February.
Right. I mean, what did we say
That's
again?
beautiful.
You know, probably poor parenting, but we said we'll bring extra towels.
That's right.
The pools are heated. And they jumped in, and it was probably, I don't know, maybe 100 yards to our room. It was a cold 100 yards, but what a night. Just like, I think of those things, and to me, that's what Disney is all about. It's not going down there and staying at a, you know, $5,000 a night hotel and drinking, you know, a $75 drink or anything like that. It isn't, that isn't what Disney is all about. Disney is all about, to me, is capturing what matters to you as a family, and then just kind of expanding on that, you know, and just recapturing it, because it just was so much fun. It was just so much fun, and it still is. Like, we're still finding, after, I don't know how many trips do you think we've been on?
I don't even think I want to say.
Yeah, a lot, an absolute
Yeah,
lot. I can't believe I'm gonna shut this off.
I
I'm sorry.
know.
All right, you can yell at me. You can yell at me. It's off.
Well, we've been married. It'll be 31 years,
31 years.
and we've gone at least.
A couple times a year,
Yeah,
I'd say,
twice
right?
a year.
Yeah. So we're talking about
Yeah.
60 times from
Yeah.
here to there, and it still doesn't feel like enough. It still doesn't feel like
No.
enough. And we
No,
hear
it
all the
doesn't.
time, "Why do you want to
always
go
wanna
back
go
to
back
Disney?
there."
I've already been
I'm
there."
just sick of that. No.
No, because we know what to expect. We know what the basement is, right? We know if things don't go right, this is about as bad as it's going to get. But the opportunity to have an absolutely spectacular time as we've evolved as a couple and as our family has evolved.
Right.
Um,
And as Disney has evolved,
that's a great point. That's a great
right?
point.
I mean, they've changed. Look at
Rise
we
of the
said.
resistance,
Well,
right?
the things we said that were there when we got married,
Yeah.
that are gone now, that are added to now, that are different now. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
There wasn't even, when we got married, Fantasmic wasn't even around. I mean, they added that after
the whole area.
the whole area. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think Terror or
I think
Rock and Roller Coaster were up.
no.
No, I mean, it was
It was the Backlot Tour,
yeah, it was,
the Golden Girls house. I mean, we're talking a long time ago.
right.
Osborne Lights.
Yeah. Which was magic in its own
Yeah.
right. I mean, it was absolutely some of the best
Again,
memories we
Pleasure
had.
Island.
We had fun there too.
Yeah.
We had fun there too.
Yeah, I mean, things that are no longer.
And I think that it's really neat that the kids remember so much about the times that we had, and they remember from when they were little kids to when they were older kids, because we were able to take, as time went on, we took, you know, Steven's friends down, we took Diggy's friends down. Our younger son was in an all-American football tournament, and it happened to be in Orlando. They were staying right across the street at one of the Disney Springs resorts, and we booked Saratoga so we could be literally right across the street. So we were able to use, you know, the vacation club to do something like that, and that was unbelievable. You know, just unbelievable. And then, you know, now bringing friends and girlfriends and that, you know, I mean,
And I think the biggest thing that we did with Disney, and probably the best thing that we did, was join Vacation Club.
yeah.
I think that was the most, not
For us.
life-changing, but significant.
Right, because even as I sit here today, I mean, the vacation club, when we bought into it, it was somewhere around $10,000 for 100 points, and the way it's worked out has been phenomenal, because I have a hard time writing a check for $1,600 a night for a room. I just, I would like fall over. And then when we did the math and said, in a trip and a half, this thing's going to be paid for. And this isn't a commercial for Vacation Club. I mean, it's if you go the way we go, I would say absolutely take a look at it. But I mean, if you're going to be a one and done, if you're really not crazy about it, because that's a personal thing.
At that point, we have been going for 10 years, at least once, twice, mostly twice a year. I mean, we looked at it and said, this makes sense.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. Yeah. I always say, besides a postage stamp, it really is the best value that for us that of anything I've ever purchased.
So let me ask you, what has been what's your favorite hotel there? Not Vacation Club, but
I've had the good fortune. I mean, we've had the good fortune to stay literally everywhere, right? We've stayed everywhere in Disney. With the exception, which I can't believe, of the Polynesian, the Riviera. I think we've stayed at every other hotel in there.
I think we're staying at the Riviera in October.
Yeah. So, and the Polynesian, I don't know how, because we love it, we go there all the time, but we've never actually stayed there. Port Orleans, Riverside, just because when those horses are pulling those carriages, when I walk by that pool, when I walk into that food court, it brings me to a place that I love to go. I love to be able to look and say, this is us, right? This is kind of where it all kind of brewed a little bit, and we became a really big Disney family, and we spread out from there. We went to Coronado. We did the All-Stars, we did Pop Century, we did all of those things, and it was absolutely fantastic. But we always seemed to go back to, our little place where we knew the road, we knew the back way into this and that.
The fishing hole.
Right. We did, like all the little subtle intimacies.
We went with our parents, mothers there.
We took our mothers there, which was another great trip, right? We drove down
with our mothers and Stephen.
Oh my God! And so for us, Disney has touched so many other people's lives. We even had a nephew who got stuck in Disney, and we were able to call him and say, "Hey, listen, we got a Vacation Club. We're gonna, don't worry about it." He couldn't get back. There was a hurricane or whatever. Something. And we said, "Don't worry, we were able to do this." And he was saying, "No." But the way it works out, it wasn't a big deal on our end, and it was a big deal for him because he went to stay at the Contemporary for a night or two, and it was just really kind of neat. So we've been able to spread that out and allow some other people to use that, and they've been, it's just worked out really well. And even going down with friends and using the Vacation Club is fun.
And it's nice now that we don't have to run and see every ride or go to every attraction, because we can resort hop, we can vacation, we can hop on the Skyliner, we can hop on the monorail.
Because
I love Disney.
Right.
But I love to sit at the resort by the pool at Disney.
Yeah, you do. That's a big
I love
part of your vacation.
Resorting, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a verb, resorting.
Yeah. And I love the parks enough that I can say to you, listen, you camp out here for 3.5, 4 hours. I'm gonna stay at Animal Kingdom. I'll meet you when you get back.
Bye-bye.
When you're done.
Yeah.
I'll take the bus over, and you can take the car and meet me over there. And that's fine. That's fine. That works. Or I'll come back and hang at the pool for you. But I'm not that big of a.
And then we found the cruise line.
Oh my God.
We never thought in a million years. I never thought I'd ever go. Never thought I'd fly in a plane, even though I had flown before. And then never ever. Ever did I think I would ever get on a cruise ship.
Well, neither one of us wanted that, right? I mean,
I had like that irrational fear, like, oh my God, how does that stay afloat?
I know. You
I can't get enough. I love it.
Like, you wouldn't go on a rowboat.
No.
And so, when you said, I want to cruise. And I didn't think we'd ever cruise because neither one of us were crazy about the idea. I'm thinking to myself, hey, let's like being stuck.
Yeah.
I mean, what if you want, I'd rather be at the
what's he to
resort,
do?
you can go here, you can
Blah,
go there.
yeah.
Oh my God. Spoiled.
And it's something we've been a couple of times because of COVID. It's been canceled, but we're going to take the kids and make that part of our family vacations now too, which is nice. Next year.
Our oldest graduated from Florida State and graduated from nursing school after that. But our youngest is graduating from Franklin Pierce, which is in New Hampshire, and we're going to have a graduation party in the Bahamas.
A small, intimate family one for anyone.
Yeah, right. You can come. But it was so nice. This is for anybody who hasn't been. And again, this was me. I did not think this was going to be spectacular. I thought it was something I was going to just kind of have to bite the bullet for because she really wanted to go, and I was like, well, what am I going to do? But I can say this: we got off that boat after 3 absolutely unbelievable days. And Castaway Cay, I haven't been a ton of places, but I've never seen anything that beautiful.
Beautiful there.
I thought they were pumping. I said they must be throwing food coloring into the water because it a blue like you just.
It's beautiful. It's a different beautiful than Disney is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a different experience than Disney. You can have as much Disney as you want on the cruise. You can have some. You can have none. You can have a whole bunch, but it's a lot of fun. I highly suggest trying a Disney cruise.
Remember we came back and we stayed at the Grand Floridian that night. And as wonderful as the Grand Floridian is, which is, I mean, that's the flagship down in Disney, it service-wise really kind of paled in comparison to the way they treat you on that cruise. And obviously that's, by design. I mean, they pamper on a cruise in a way that they, they can't at a resort, but just the personalities. We met people from literally all over the globe that were working on that cruise ship. And
it was amazing.
And it was just, their stories and why they were working there and how life-changing it was for their families. I thought, as a human service worker, and you too. I mean, we used to run a shelter together. You ran your own shelter. I ran a shelter. That stuff has always mattered to us, right? I mean, just the human condition. But it really was amazing to just hear the stories.
To you more than
well, it does. I don't know. It choked me up.
talks to everyone, finds out their backstory. I'm like, nice to meet you. Bye-bye.
Well, I don't know. Maybe that. But still, it was amazing, and the service was.
It was great. The people were fabulous. The food was fabulous. I mean, cruising is great.
Yeah.
But we're Disney people, and maybe that's why.
Yeah. Yeah. I still, walking through the gate of the Magic Kingdom, I see you, I see me, I see the boys, and whoever else happens to be with us, and it's still that little spark, right?
Yep.
It's still that wow.
Well, look at it. We love it enough. Look what we started doing.
Right.
Right.
Right. Right. And when they removed our rock, we used to.
Yeah.
All the time. Remember when we go to the Magic Kingdom, our stone that's a replica. It was right near the sign that said "Walkway to the Contemporary." If you're on the right-hand side, if you're looking at the Magic Kingdom, there's a walkway to the Contemporary, and our stone was 4 stones out, 2 stones over, and we used to go and take the kids, and they'd be like, "This is our stone. This is our stone," and then. They paved it
Tore
up.
up our stone. We have their picture in front of on the wall.
Right.
At Epcot.
So we have to go find that the next time we go.
Yeah, that's done.
And so we have a before, we have a now, and now we have a future. And according to my schedule that you have told me, I mean, it includes an awful lot of Disney.
It does this year.
Yeah.
It does.
And that doesn't break my heart.
No.
That doesn't break my
No.
heart. That's good stuff, right?
Yeah, it is.
That's good stuff. So, if you were gonna say that son of a gun never took me to, what's the one thing in Disney that you haven't been to that you're looking forward to?
I don't know if there's anything that I haven't been to that I'm looking forward to. I mean, I think we've been 60 times. We've seen a lot.
Do you want my list?
Sure.
I want to go to Wine Bar George.
Oh, okay.
I want to
know
go to
that.
Wine Bar George. I want to sit down and have a cab at Wine Bar George. I hope he's there.
Can I
because
ask
hear
you?
he's there all the time.
What's stopping you?
I don't know.
Right.
I think I'm kind of cheap. You know, like I'm not. I don't think I'm cheap with the people around me, but you know, I don't know. I get a little nervous.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of a hack with my wines. Like I'm not there yet. Like I want to learn more about red wines, but I'm not really there yet. So I'm, you know, but I would love to sit with a sommelier and be able to learn more. Like we did that when we were on the cruise, and I thought it was absolutely fascinating to be able to do that. And I love the nooks and crannies of Disney.
And what else? So Wine Bar George.
What else do I want to do? I want to get back to the water parks too.
One just opened, so
I
yes.
know, but when the kids, there's been a gap. You know, I've been meaning to talk to you about this. There's been a gap where, you know, we used to go all the time, and then the kids, you know, grew up, and then we don't go as much.
Because I don't like slides, and you'd have to go by yourself. I like sitting in the sun by the wave pool.
But you can sit there, and I can go on the slides.
You'll go by yourself?
Well, yeah,
All right.
It's all right. I'm okay.
Maybe we'll go in July.
Yeah, and we can go on that. What's on your list?
Whatever we do is stuff I want to do the bookings, so we do what I want to do.
You know what I found out? Right. That's what's going on here, right?
I always say, do you guys want to go to this park? And then I make the reservation and we go to wherever I want.
So you've been getting your way all these years, and I've been thinking it's been my idea, and it wasn't until we did this show. Well, that's not right. So you know, yeah. I think we're gonna.
Well, you moms
There's a
out
couple
there
of
know
things.
that's how
Right.
how that goes, right?
Right. Happy wife, happy life. Is that how it
You know what? I'm making the plans.
Yeah.
You guys are.
Well, you've done a great job, because we've seen so many things, and we've done it. You know, you could write a book on how to do Disney on a budget. You really could. You could really write. You could really write a book about. Listen, you don't have to go out and spend $1 million in order to have a good time. We've gone there many times on a very, very tight budget and had an absolutely lights out, fantastic time where nobody would have suspected that we were being super budget conscious. We just know how to do it. And that's good stuff. I like that.
Yep.
So we get to go back in May.
Yeah, we're going back in a few weeks.
Going back in a few weeks. Well, that's great.
Yeah,
that's
and
great.
we'll be live streaming on YouTube.
Maybe we got to get to 1,000 somehow.
No,
we don't.
I'm all set with
You
that.
figured it out?
I have.
You have? Good. I'd like to get to 1,000 anyways.
Yeah.
Well.
Yes. So please like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and share out our video.
Right, if you wouldn't mind, because there is no agenda to this other than trying to share some of the magic that happens there and some of the opportunities that families have to do the same thing. And we're Disney, but we're for anybody really that isn't, you know, an hour and a half, 2 hour drive to Disney. I mean, Disney is we talk about New England, but from a perspective of distance and the fact that it's, you know, it isn't readily available, and there is some planning and
Yeah.
some expense associated with being this far out. And I know that most of the vloggers or YouTubers are there,
Out
so
there,
they definitely have a home court advantage. But we're hoping that this brings a little different perspective and offers a little something different.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for 31 years of Disney.
Yes.
31 years of Disney.
31
And
years.
hopefully many more. You know, be you, enjoy the day, and thank you for any consideration you can give this video.
Stay safe.
Bye-bye.